they did a great job today. Wasn't always perfect. Buffalo's a good football team, obviously, and they're going to be playing football here in the next couple of weeks too. But really proud of our guys. Just competed for 60 minutes, ended up making enough plays, and it's a great fourth quarter drive offensively and defensively. Big stop there at the end. Some field position in the kicking game. So, good to see the fruits of a lot of labor, a lot of hard work. I thought the guys really competed this week, and short week, knew the importance of this game and how difficult it is to play against Buffalo, and they stepped up to the challenge. So, give the players credit. There's a lot of guys with a lot of mental toughness in that locker room, and they showed it today.
Bill, I got a question for you. With about 2:20 to go in the game, and leading, and Buffalo was down in your territory, you took a timeout. I'm wondering if in the back of your mind you're thinking, if Buffalo scores, they may go for two, and you may need time coming back the other way. Was that in your mind at all when you took the timeout?
Yeah, Alan. They only had one timeout left, and I thought that they would try to manage the clock. It's a smart thing to do. So they did that on first down. They ran, the quarterback run. Didn't gain much on it. I think it might have lost a yard or two, but it was another manage the clock type of play. So I just want to make sure there's enough time that if we needed it, that we'd have a chance to. We would have only needed a field goal, whether it went for two or kick for the tie, whatever it was. We would have only needed a field goal. So I felt like if there's a little time left there, that might might be beneficial to have it. If we stopped them, we still had plenty of opportunity to. They didn't have enough timeouts to get the ball back on the kneel down. So. Mm-hmm.
Bill, just your thoughts on the offense today, the production, especially the running game today.
Yeah, I thought the team played well. We got contributions from everybody, and I thought the team played well. We ran the ball, we threw it, we converted some big plays, we played defense, played good in the kicking game, so it was really good, just a great team effort.
Yeah, Coach, along the same lines, a commitment to the running game, and also could you just reflect on Tom's tenacity and leadership in a 50-50 type of game, please?
Yeah, I mean, Tom's a great competitor. He's had tremendous success through his career, and made some big plays today when we really needed him. And so he made a lot of good decisions. There were times when, they had pressure. He did a good job of getting the ball out, and he hit some big plays. We ran well with the ball. So, again, it's just a good team effort. Everybody contributed. Wasn't one guy out there, but, it was everybody pulling together.
Bill, were you expecting for Julian Edelman to return to the game and to come back on his first play and have that huge gain? What does it say about him?
Yeah, I think they. Look, Julian's a tough guy. I think they had him checked. I don't think we had anything, but we had to go through the protocol, so that's what we did.
Bill, what have you seen from Landon Roberts' development in his role as fullback? Have you seen him progress as a blocker, and is his sort of repertoire and ability to function in the offense increasing? It looked like you guys had some more functionality with play-action passing with him as a fullback out of the eye today.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. Yeah, he's, we started off with a couple plays and built that up a little bit, and he's done a good job in the opportunities he's had in there. So we've been able to expand it a little bit, and he's done a solid job for us. He's another tough physical player that's good to have on the field in those situations.
Hey, Bill, you've seen Julian do just about everything during his career the last 10 years. Is there a way to quantify the impact he has when he comes back? Because obviously that first play, the 30-yard catch and run to kick off that drive, is there a way to sort of put into words or quantify what he does there?
Well, you guys are pretty good at putting that stuff into words. So, but look, he's obviously one of our best players. He's one of our top competitors. He always has been. He was a great competitor his rookie year, and he's it's transcended through his entire career. So whether it's been offense, defense, at times we played him on defense, special teams, blocking. I thought he set the tone a little bit in the game early with a couple of big blocks in the running game. So I thought our receivers competed hard, blocked well. But yeah, that's Julian's playing style, and that's what makes him a good player.
Bill, you talked earlier this week about how hard it was to put together long drives against this defense. You guys had 2 of 11 and 1 of 17. Just, what went into that?
Yeah, just good football. Again, they're a very good defense. We know that. They're one of the top defenses in the league, and I think they might be the best defense in the league on a long field, or they're first or second, whatever it is. So Yeah, I think it's a real credit to the offensive staff, the game plan that Josh and the coaches put together, and just the players' execution. Whether it was making plays on first down, second down, and some third down conversions in there. A lot of our third down conversions were shorter yardage, which is more success on first and second down, which that's a good thing. So that makes the third down situation better. Certainly for Tom, it's got more options then when it's 3rd and 3 than when it's 3rd and 13. So all that went into it.
Bill, you mentioned the resilience the team showed. Was there also a measure of resilience you guys had to show as a staff and a team collectively and mentally with kind of that quick change right before the half? Go for it on fourth, don't get it. They come down in a really compressed period. They get the score.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly didn't go the way we wanted it to go. So, we got to do a better job on that. It's,
Just to recalibrate.
yeah, sure, yeah, that's right, sure.
How do you like the fit of the hat?
Good, it's great. Love wearing this hat.
Bill, could you talk about Rex Burkhead's mentality there and resilience? He fumbled, but came up with big plays for your team.
Yeah, he sure did. And I think you can say that really about a lot of guys. It wasn't perfect out there, and certainly Buffalo made some plays against us. But in the end, we responded, and fortunately, we were able to make a couple more than they did. But yeah, it was a great. I thought Rex's touchdown run was outstanding run. Showed great balance, and made a nice catch on the play action pass. I think it was in the third quarter, kind of after they had scored and gone ahead after they hit the pass to Foster or to Brown. So, yep, he's good receiver, good runner. Plays for us in the kicking game. I mean, he's a solid 4-down player.
Coach, you mentioned the work put in this week by the team on a short week, but playing a division opponent at home to win the division, there's some offensive sets I haven't seen, all year, even to last year. How much extra work was put in walkthroughs? And I know practices are limited, but amount of detail each day and how the guys responded.
Yeah, I think as much as we could cram in. We pretty much went right from the Cincinnati game, and took Monday off, but came in here Tuesday and kind of tried to get the corrections from Cincinnati and move on to Buffalo. And we had a walkthrough Tuesday to get the game plan in. Again, there was a lot of pressure on the coaching staff to get that done, a day ahead of time, and for the players to, process it and work on it and, be ready to execute it just in a quicker time frame. So they really worked hard this week. Everybody, the entire organization did. And, again, I'm very, very proud of the results that we have to show for it.
Bill, just to kind of build on Scott's question there, how would you describe the level of creativity that Josh brings to his job?
Yeah, Josh does an outstanding job and always has. He's very smart guy. He understands defenses. He understands the things that create problems for the defense, and at the same time, he understands what we can do and what's out of our realm and what's in our world. And I think he makes great decisions on that. Certainly with Tom having the ability to orchestrate a lot of things on the field, that's a big plus too. But those guys work very well together, and Josh does a terrific job of game planning. He's each week it's our matchups against the other team, and he does a great job of creating an advantage for us. Whatever that is, whether there's a number of ways to do it. Formations is one thing, but there's other ways as well, and I think he does an excellent job of that.
Bill, we saw you had some company up there at the podium, some elves on the podium, so to speak. Is that the holiday spirit going around?
Yeah. There you go. Just what I need. Happy holidays. Yep. Is that from you?
No, it's from Lawrence.
Okay.
Bill, but you've had several wins. We've come back here and said similar things. Tough. All three areas of the team helping out, doing their share, room for improvement. But one thing, you've also said toughness. We know what physical toughness is. What's the mental toughness of this team, and what's it mean to you?
It means continuing to do the right thing for the team when things aren't going right for you personally. That could involve a lot of different things, but sometimes when things aren't going your way, the way you want them to go, you still do what's best for the team and do what you can to make the team better. And we have 53 guys in there and a coaching staff that does that on a daily basis. So that's all you can ask for.
final questions? We'll go in the back.
Bill, you finally hit a 51-yarder today. So what do you see from Nick Folk today?
Yeah, Nick's been hitting the ball well. I thought that last week, the first week back, he was maybe just a little under 100%, but he had a real good week this week, and put the ball high and right down the middle. So those are big kicks, especially in a tight game like this, and he's really come through for us. I mean, and obviously Jake's come through all year for us, but Nick's really come through here in the last half of the season.
Last question, Michael Petraglia.
Bill, Tom came out razor sharp today, 8 for 8, I think he was, 78 yards. Can you address the focus that he had to start this game? And you always talk about leadership. What kind of leadership he shows in a moment like today?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all seen Tom play a lot of his best football in the most critical games of the year, in those critical situations in those games. And nobody prepares harder than Tom does, and he was ready to go. Got a lot of help from the running game, the offensive line, the receivers. But as you said, he was on the money. He was sharp, and again, that's what we need from everybody. It's this time of year, so we gotta play like this every week, and our season's going to end quickly. So we all know that, and nobody knows it better than he does. And he prepares and works as hard or harder than anybody to make sure that he's at his best, and he certainly was today. A good day today.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, great. Thank you.
We can expect captains Tom Brady, James White, and Devin Gordon coming in. Tom Brady, guys. Raise your hand if you want to ask a question. We'll pass the mic to you.
How you doing?
Start with Alan Siegel.
Tom, good question for you. When Julian went out, okay, in some ways, and I know you want Julian in there all the time, but in some ways, did that open up the offense a little bit more in terms of Buffalo not double teaming somebody and having less of an idea what you were going to do with the ball?
I didn't notice too much. It's hard to know right now until I really watch it, but I think we'd all prefer to have him out there for 60 minutes. So how much did he miss? A quarter? About 15 minutes? So, yeah, he was running a slant, and, yeah, there was unfortunate play, but glad he came back, made a big play like he always does.
Tom, how would you describe the team's preparation this week and focus and getting ready for today's game? You got contributions from just about everybody offensively. You ran the ball well. Offensive line fired off the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Matt gets involved. Ben gets involved. When Jacoby comes in, he gets involved.
I think, like I said, a good offense, everyone has to be able to produce. And, if you can get both tight ends involved and all receivers involved and all the backs involved, it's hard to defend. So, we just did a good job of that today. And, you got to make them defend everybody. And, a lot of guys came up big. It was a big game for us. We needed it. And happy to come from behind in the fourth and win.
Tom, is there any extra reward when there are so many people saying, boy, I don't know if this offense has it. I don't know if the Patriots can do what they have done in the past. You kind of fed off it last year a little bit when you said, everybody says we suck, we'll see.
Yeah.
Did that enter into it at all this year? This game?
This game? We knew we were going up against a pretty good defense. And, they played well. They're hard to move the ball on. I don't think too many of us thought about the season or much. It was really just one game and what we needed to do to try to move the ball and score points against a pretty good team. So I think all those evaluations and stuff take place after the year, and we're just trying to grind our way through it. Got to take care of business next week, try to win, and then it's a playoff game for us next week. We win, we miss a week, which is pretty good reward.
What are your thoughts on the 11th straight AFC East championship in terms of how that was received among the players in the locker room?
Yeah, it's pretty. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's hard to do, and it's a lot of effort, a lot of hard work, and a lot of people are just putting day after day, just coming in and sitting in these chairs and trying to do what's right for the team. So it's a great reward. It's a great step for us, and it's great to control, the ability to do that too. So it's to win and know that you win the division is pretty cool. So happy for us, happy for our team and our coaches and our families and our fans, and hopefully we can build on it and go play great next week.
Hey, Tom, just want to ask you what was going through your mind with Tre'Davious White on that reverse there, and how would you evaluate yourself as a lead blocker?
I'm pretty poor at just about everything other than throwing the ball, so I was trying to just get in his way. But it was a good hard run by Nikhil, and it was a good play in the game. Hi,
Tom,
Karen.
hi. Given all the things that did go well offensively today, is this something that you can carry over into the next game? Does it give you confidence? Is it something that you can truly build on?
Yeah, I think it was more balanced than we've been, and we ran the ball good and effectively against a really good defense. So that's always good. I think one game doesn't always necessarily lead to the next. So I think you just have to keep building, week to week on some things that maybe we did good that worked out, and the things that didn't, you kind of move on from them. But we knew that it was going to be a tough test, and we got the ball. We turned. I think we lost the turnover battle. I don't think they turned it over, and we lost one, and then missed the fourth down opportunity before half. So hate to have those things happen, but glad we overcame it.
Fakes a factor, especially in this game, because not only did you do it well, your backs.
Yeah, they did a good job, and I think that it's, running the ball well is what really sells the run. If you're gaining yards when you hand it off, they've got to play more downhill. And I think if they're just sitting back because they're not really believing that you're going to run it and you can't get through the D-line, then, it doesn't end up being too much. So the fact that we were running it good was really important. So last one.
Tom, we saw you throwing the ball pretty well tonight, and you came off the injury report this week. How are you feeling at this point in the season?
I feel good. This is a new injury. This isn't the old elbow, so I'll be fine. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your concern.
Hey, James, can you speak to the importance of Sony Michel and Rex Burkhead tonight?
Oh, man, each and every week those guys try and run hard. No matter how many guys they have in the box, putting safeties in the box, those guys run tough, get those tough yards, and, they're a big help for us today.
James, there's no bigger leader on the team, obviously, than Tom. The way he came out and looked laser sharp, razor focused, whatever expression you want to use, he looked very sharp to begin the game. How does that set the tone for the rest of the offense?
I think the whole team, that was the mindset. It's going to be a tough football game. They're going to come out ready to go, and we had to be the same. And we got the ball first as an offense, and just wanted to have a great first drive. And I think everybody just wanted to come out and compete for 4 quarters. That's the type of game we thought it was going to be. Came down to the last possession, so it was going to take whatever it took out there to go out there and get a win.
James, it looked like the run game looked to consistently try to force the ball on the ground throughout the game, and in the fourth quarter got a consistent push, especially in the red zone. What did it mean to have that sort of success in the ground and to do so in a clutch situation at the end of the game?
This time of year, you have to be able to run the football. You can't be one-dimensional, so you get in the red zone, you don't always have to throw it in. If you can run it in, that's always a big bonus. So offensive line did a great job blocking tight ends, E-Rob, receivers, and they opened up lanes for Sony, Rex, myself, and like I said, I think everybody tried to run hard.
Hey, James. Coach talks about it a lot, said it a lot last couple of months. Mental toughness, physical toughness. But on the mental toughness, what does mental toughness mean to you in a night like this?
Just going out there and playing your best football. Everybody knows what was at stake tonight, so just want to try to go out there and play turnover-free. But, we had 1 turnover, but we made a correction from that. And I think everybody just want to go out there and play a full 4-quarter football game that we hadn't done yet, especially offensively. So still have room for improvement, obviously, but it's a step in the right direction. Got to have a great week of practice next week and come out ready to go.
James, we saw Landon Roberts out with you guys in the running game quite a bit today. What was it like to have him such a consistent part of the offense this time?
He's a big help. He's a a physical guy, and he did a great job blocking for us. He gets amped up about it, and he pried open holes for Sony and Rex, and I said he's been a good help for us out there.
James, this team has demonstrated resiliency and mental toughness in a lot of different ways. At the end of the first half, you guys are in position, it seems, to convert on a 4th and inches, and the next thing you know, Buffalo is scoring on a tackle-eligible touchdown pass to tie the game at halftime. What is it about this team that enables you guys to put that behind you, come back out, and you regain the lead in the second half, and then when Buffalo surges ahead again, you have the ability to bounce back and eventually overcome?
That's the way the game of football works. Everything's not going to be perfect, and sometimes things aren't going to go your way. You got to find a way to bounce back. And I think since we came into the locker room after halftime, I think guys like the game's not over, still in it, just go out there and compete. And I said they made their plays, but we just had to make enough to go out there and win the game.
Thank you, James.
First of all, obviously have to ask you about what you're repping and why you're wearing the jersey. And secondly, how much does a potential week off, which is what really was at stake tonight, mean in terms of winning this game?
I gotta say hi to London and Braden. They watch this and they go crazy. They jump at the TV. So hi to my kids. But you know, I had the jersey for a little while, but it's obviously Curtis Martin played here. But it's a funny story. When I was growing up in New York, he played for the Jets, and I actually wrote him a letter telling him like I was a twin, wanted to play in the NFL someday. And he sent me 3 rookie cards signed, one for me, one for my twin brother, and one for my neighbor. So I always had a tremendous amount of respect, especially once I made it to the NFL, and kind of realized like how hard that is as a professional to kind of go through fan mail and read that and send that back. So I've always been a fan of Curtis Martin, and I didn't know him, but obviously I thought he stood for a lot. And, you know, I'm 32, so obviously an off week sounds great. But I think the cool part is this is 2 years in a row. The last 2 games of the regular season have really turned into playoff games for us. You know, you win today, and you win next week, and you don't have to play, you know, open a week of the playoffs. So essentially, we win 2 games. We get the first week of the playoffs also. You know, essentially, that's a playoff win for us. And I think the guys understand that. We developed that mentality for, you know, here on out, we need to have a mentality of win or go home. You know, every game we play in is a playoff game, and if we don't win, it kind of hurts us. And, you know, I think we understand that. We put a lot into this game this week, and now we got to use the extra day to rest up, and we got to put a lot in the next week against Miami.
That's a pretty good look for you right now. There were some rumblings earlier in the season about whether or not the team would bring those back. Is that a look you would like to wear on the field?
Yeah, hopefully maybe me wearing it. You know, we'll get a rush order of jerseys for everybody, and we put them on next week or in the playoffs. I mean, that would be awesome. So maybe if you guys like all write about it all at once, it'll help us out.
Devin, the touchdown for Buffalo right at the end of the first half. What happened on that? And it seemed like you guys obviously made an adjustment because the middle was not open the rest of the game deep.
Yeah, we kind of thought we had a beat on the play, and we tried to be aggressive on it. A call I made in the secondary where we try to be a little more aggressive. And like you said, after, you know, anything, you get beat on a touchdown, came to the sideline. I'm like, we're not going to run that anymore. But I think, you know, like always, guys in our secondary, we're very we move on fast, and I think we always come to the sideline and understand exactly what it was and why, you know, a bad play happened for us, and then we fix it and got right down to it. So, you know, a call that we liked coming into the week to be aggressive, and they kind of dialed up, you know, the perfect call against, you know, what we were doing, threw it away, and they kept playing.
So congrats on the AFC title. I think you've won every year of your career.
Yeah.
Coach came in and, you know, said some nice things. Tough, not pretty, room for improvement.
Sounds like every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
That's my point. Is that who the Patriots are? Not pretty, tough, can win?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is win. We don't care how we win. You know, we don't care what it looks like. We just want to win, and especially at this time of the year. You want to obviously improve each week. And I think defensively for us, it was a hell of a boost. Our offense I mean, up and down the field. We spent a lot of time on that sideline with them just really chewing up the clock, having great drives. And I think this is what we talked about all year, is just being able to complement each other. And that showed up tonight. Obviously, with Nick Folk kicking some tough field goals here, keeping us really going in the game, offense having scoring drives. And, you know, once we took the lead that last time defensively, we just said, don't let them in the end zone. We got a 7-point lead. Don't let them in. And, you know, we've loved every year where we get to close out on a 4th down play and step up and everybody make the play that they're supposed to make.
Hey, Devin, these fans have watched a lot of wins, obviously, at Gillette Stadium. And tonight's crowd, it seemed, in my experience, and Zoe and I talked about this on the radio broadcast, was about as into it and amped up as any regular season crowd at Gillette Stadium. Did you guys sense that, feel that? How much did it implore you defensively?
Yeah, man, I thought KV said we needed Gillette rocking before the game on a tweet. I retweeted it. I think James retweeted it, and it felt like it. You know, the fans came in, and I think anytime the fans come in here with energy, it's up to us as a team, you know, to get off to an early start, to be competitive, and make sure they get to stay in the game. So, you know, in games we've needed our fans, they've stepped up, and they've made it loud here. They made it tough, and it's always been crucial for us. You know, our record shows playing at home how much we like playing here and take advantage of it. So, you know, we gave ourselves a couple more games here for the rest of the season. We got to take advantage of that, and whatever it is for the rest of the season, man, we just got to go out there and get wins. Appreciate it.